So, I've been pregnant twice, and I have two kiddos. And both experiences were very different because with my first pregnancy, I had not yet discovered the power of whole foods. I was very health conscious, but I didn't have a good understanding of what true health was. We fell into the traps of the no sugar added, no high fructose corn syrup, no trans fat, all those trends, that happened. And so we still ate a lot of processed food, a lot. With my first pregnancy, I specifically remember loving eggs and potatoes like more than I've ever loved them in my life. And those are good, those are whole foods. But I also loved orange juice more than I ever loved it in my life. And I was chowing down. And I didn't know this about juice before, but now I know a lot more than I used to 8 years ago about health and nutrition and how our bodies, respond to certain things. Juice is sugar. Fruit is sugar, right? Fruit has sugar in it, but the fiber in fruit, like if I eat an orange, that fiber slows down the introduction of those sugars to my body, and so it doesn't attack and make my liver go crazy, right? Well, when you have orange juice, it's like 10 oranges versus one orange, and there's no fiber because it's just the juice. So you're introducing all that sugar from all those oranges to your body like at once, and it totally attacks your liver, overloads your liver, makes your liver go crazy. So instead of converting all those sugars to insulin, it converts it to fat because it doesn't have time. So that's why people are stuck in this horrible trap of thinking juice is good for you, even when it says no sugar added. It is not good for you. It's horrible. It's all sugar going straight to your liver and making your body work so much harder than it has to work. Eating an orange with the fiber and just one is so much better for you. So that's one example of the things I've learned since way back in the day, 8 years ago, when I was pregnant with my first baby. And also just the definition of what whole foods are. Anything that's been processed and packaged and changed and all things added to it, that is all food you want to stay away from. So I ate like that when I was pregnant, boxed cereals, juice, lots of eggs and lots of potatoes. I didn't have any food aversions. Thank the Lord. I didn't have any nausea. I didn't have any morning sickness. I think I felt queasy once, and I had bad heartburn starting at 18 weeks, and it lasted pretty much the whole pregnancy, but I would have to eat to take it away. And I remember the first time I had heartburn was at the grocery store, and I opened up a Chips Ahoy package and started eating cookies in the grocery store, and it took my heartburn away. So I would eat to take heartburn away, and I felt heartburn for the last 22 weeks of my pregnancy. So you can imagine how much I ate. I gained only 35 pounds, which is totally healthy and good for a pregnancy. But my body, from all the processed foods, I had so much sodium intake. I remember being really swollen, and like my legs, they weren't like crazy swollen, but they were swollen. I would like squeeze my legs and you would see the fingerprints white and then everything around it red, and I had like little red dots on my pores, and it was just like very obvious, whoa, she is swollen. And when I look at pictures of my baby shower and stuff, my face, I was swollen. That was my first pregnancy. I did the whole regular prenatal stuff with doctors. I was on prenatal vitamins. And the last 2 weeks of my pregnancy, I called a midwife and said, who I had interviewed around 20 weeks and decided I can't afford you. I called her back 2 weeks before my labor and said, is it too late for you to take me on at 38 weeks? And she said, not at all, of course not. So I stopped all prenatal care at that point and stuck with her and had my baby at home. Then came my second pregnancy, which was a huge surprise because I hadn't even weaned my first child when I got pregnant with precious Joelle. And we tell him he's the biggest surprise and the best surprise we've ever gotten in our life. And he so is. Things were very different with him because when Ivan was around 6 or 7 months is when we started to discover the true meaning of nutrition, which is flood your body with fruits and vegetables, flood your body with plant foods, flood your body with the foods God designed to be best for the bodies that he designed, right? So that is when we started to really pursue real health, right? Nourish our bodies, give our bodies fuel. You hear this analogy all the time. If you think of your body as a car, what kind of fuel do you want to give your car? Garbage fuel or great fuel to keep it running at its ideal potential? You want to give it the best fuel, right? So what's the best fuel? Whole foods, primarily fruits and vegetables. So our entire life changed when